Now, to my woman, everybody, Jamie here from Waiapa Work. Welcome to day 11 of 14 days of Waiapa. Just want to just explain. Sarah's has been doing a few days, doing her bit for Waiapa, doing the video vlogs, which is fantastic. This time of year, I take a bit of a break off social media. Obviously, yesterday, 26th of January, is commonly known as an Aboriginal Community Survival Day. It's Australia Day. It's not in the lives of Aboriginal people. It isn't a great contextualised day because it doesn't have a lot of great history attached to it. And I think until this country actually matures to a point of acknowledging the injustices, but also enacting and changing that, it's from a day of celebration to a day of commemoration. Um, you know, but that's they're my personal thoughts on the day. But has a lot of collective consciousness happening around Australia for Indigenous peoples, and Aboriginal people. We feel that we feel that energy that's happening around there, and social media can amplify it. So we tend to, well, I tend to, try and stay off social media. That look, most of the people that follow my page and follow me as a person, they are well respecting and acknowledging of those events. So for non-Aboriginal people, some of my family I feel very respective of that, and most of the other ones are mob Aboriginal people too. So there's at times a lot of racism that happens around this time of year because it's enhanced and it's heightened by the intergenerational continuation of denial around it. In the education system, in the government system, to truly understand what the day means. That it isn't, I understand that for some people that haven't been affected by it, celebrate by all means, but understand that there are a very large group of people that are affected by it, intergenerationally as well, and that should be recognised. But anyway, we're here to talk about day 11, and we talk about the eel and the water element. And yeah, so day 11 is talking about the eel. The eel is the water element. It is about it's essentially about the water. It's essentially about the fresh water, the salt water, the lakes, the oceans, the rivers, the streams, the dams, the locks, the weirs. It's about all water and all things that live in the water. And the eel we use as a representative of that element because of its interconnectivity with both the fresh water and the salt water, and obviously not the say an oceanic only eel. We're talking about, when I talk about Waiapa, I talk about the eel from the perspective of the short fin eels that live here in Victoria, Australia, that grow up in the fresh water and travel out to the ocean, have their babies and die. And as baby eels using cellular memory, know where to go. They come journey back down the oceans and into the rivers where they grew up, and where their ancestors grew up. So those song lines, those connectivity lines. So the water element is representative to what the water element means to you. Some people here they connect to the turtle. Some people connect to the yellow belly fish. But at the end of the day, the other thing that people need to understand too is that water on the planet has been here since day one, and it's the same water. It just gets moved around. So when there's a drought, there's flood somewhere else. I was listening today how the Seine or the Seine River in France, it's actually flooded really badly. It is that time of year, but more. So water's been taken from somewhere else. Mother Earth goes, right, take some from here, put some there. Oh, it's a bit dry there. So Mother Earth has this way of moving water around. So I was watching. A friend posted a video the other day about a Native American lady that said the same thing, that water is actually, it's the same water. So when it actually evaporates here in Australia, it gets rain clouds and travels all off around the world. It doesn't just stop at the borders, so water is life. Water is life. We need water. So just like our own connectivity to the necessity of fresh water and salt water from the things that we take from salt water, is important. You know, the eel is a collective representative from our perspective on how you actually connect to it. So, you know, we like to honour that. So when we do that movement, it's about connecting to and visualising what it is that, you know, you connect to, and how you how you see yourself, whether freshwater, saltwater, both, like the eel. And as I spoke about just before, about the cellular memory. So it's about those memories that you have in your cells that are passed on, that often aren't, well, they're not taught physically or told to you. You just know, you do it. You know, there's some great stories, you know, about the mutton birds that they're born in, down in Western Victoria or Tasmania or along the east coast here of Australia, and you know their parents leave them, and they know exactly where to go. I would like to use the example of a snake. You know, when a live born snake is born, it knows exactly how to hunt. It knows exactly what to do. So it's that cellular memory that's ingrained um, in us, and tapping into that cellular memory and understanding. Um, you know, there's a great story that we're probably, you know, running out of time to tell, but it's about an Aboriginal lady, I'll say it real quick way, who was stolen generation, which means that she was removed from her Aboriginal people, and she had her identity actually withheld from her, so she didn't actually know where her family was from. When she did Waiapa for 4 weeks, we did a 6-week course, and she kept saying, we always do Waiapa, we always think about a place that we connect to, a place that we love to be. And she said, I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is, Jamie. I said, just whatever comes to your mind, focus on that. Anyway, she used to do that for the first couple of weeks, and she missed a week, and she come back for the last session. And we said, hey, where was you? Where you been? I said, oh, I'm really excited. I went and saw my family, and I found through this great organisation, they got me linked up and hooked in with my family, and I went home. To where my grandmother was removed from. And she said, they took me to a place. And she said, guess what? I said, that's the place you think of? She said, it was exactly the place that I remembered in my visualization. So to me, that's a classic example of cellular memory. Her ancestors had been to this place for 30, 40, 50, 60,000 years, visiting that place, gathering food, doing ceremony, song and dance. So those memories of her ancestors are transferred into her cells. They don't necessarily need to be transferred verbally. So, you know, that's an amazing story. So I love to tell that story about the eel because it's the same principles of that cellular memory of when you have to move and go places. So look forward to tomorrow. I'll be finishing off the last 3 elements. For people who know Waiapa, they'll know what it is. If not, go and check it out. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.